DNA tests. We've all heard of them. Ancestry.dna, 23andMe. But how many of us have actually gone out and gotten a DNA test? I would assume not that many, considering the widespread skepticism over mainly two things. One, the actual accuracy of the results is always put into question, and B, the ethics of spitting your saliva into a tube and shipping it off to some random mysterious lab never to be seen again. To be totally honest, I was incredibly hesitant going into this purely because I really would prefer not to be cloned if I ever get a say in the matter. That being said, if anyone sees a clone of me running around doing things, then that is now entirely my fault and entirely none of my interest. Honestly think the turning point for me in history was when I was about, I want to say 12 years old, and I first watched the video Dan Howell released when he first got his DNA test results in, and suffice to say, it's kind of just been something that's been in the back of my mind ever since. I just, you know, the ethics, the morals, but also the interest. Clearly I'm white as a ghost, but what could there possibly be that I don't know yet? My surname is Jones. I think that's one of the most common surnames out there, and the only reason my name is saved is because my parents were a genius in coming up with my first name. Anyway, today, ancestry.dna finally got back to me after a long-awaited month or so of processing. In my previous video where I talked about how I wrote a letter to Indiana Jones at the ripe old age of 3, which, you know, if you want to watch it, go ahead. I briefly mentioned that my mom had gotten me a DNA test for Christmas last year, which, as I then again said, sounds really weird. Why would my own mother be getting me a DNA test? It feels like there's some kind of hidden meaning there, but alas, I know who my parents are. I just want to know what else they could possibly have to say about me. Should I be filming this and sharing this information? Probably not. If Ancestry.dna was kind enough not to clone me, then probably one of you biology freaks might know how to do it, so please don't. Alright, I actually received an email from Ancestry.dna a couple days ago saying my results are ready, and I sat on it like a chicken on an egg, not opening it because I wanted to do it on camera. So my willpower is very strong, clearly. But without further ado, let's have a look. I'm scared. Alright, what do we have? Ancestral regions. Okay, so it gives me these sections, and these are premium, which is kind of fucking rip off. I already paid well, I didn't pay for it, but probably I think this test is like $100 or so, I want to say. Okay, I'm so scared. Let's look at ancestral regions first. Learn when my story started. Pinpoint the past of my recent ancestors and connect with living relatives. Dude, I'm an only child, and half of my family, if Ancestry.dna gets it right, lives in Russia. So half of my family I've only ever met in person once, when I was 10. The rest, I know my immediate family, but I don't really know anyone else. I feel like I don't have a huge sense of community in my family and my history, if that makes sense. So, curious, let's see. Okay, regions. So I have 9 ancestral regions. 31% is Russia, 24% is England, 16% Central and Eastern Europe, 16% Germanic Europe, 5% Cornwall, 3% Wales, 2% Sweden. Okay, now we're getting in the point percentage decile, Scotland and Finland. So I'm very white, clearly, but I mean, that's not news to anyone, is it? I'm very surprised that it says I'm only 31% Russian, considering my mum is fully Russian. Are we gonna learn something? My mum's been lying to me this whole time. So what? This is the map of Russia. The ancestral region estimate is 31%, but it can range from 17 to 33. And it gives me a bio of Russia. DNA by parent, but I have to pay $1? Brother, what? Chromosome pain to see your ancestral regions. I heard that pain the DNA. Huh? DNA matches with this ancestral region. Holy shit, these people that I'm related to? So it's saying that my family comes from this region of Russia. Okay, so that's accurate. So my mom's from here, but my ancestors are generally from this region of Russia, which is what? The southwestern region, kind of closer to the rest of Europe. Has some crossovers into Ukraine, that doesn't surprise me. Estonia, Latvia, it's all the same thing, really, isn't it? And it is saying that I have a second cousin, first removed, or half second cousin. What? Then I also have this lady here who says that she might be my half second cousin times 1 removed. I have no idea who this woman is, for the record. I have to ask my mom if she knows who the that woman is. Next is England and Northwestern Europe, because every white person ever comes from England. I like how there's Pancake Tuesday for England. Yeah! Like how that's on the forefront of the England, Northwestern Europe page. And if I have a look, it says that my DNA is likely, well, that's pretty much just encompassing the entirety of England at that point. So somewhere in that island, I guess, is relevant. I find it really fascinating that none of these names like ring any bells to me except one of them, which has the same surname as my grandma. But it's saying he's my second cousin times 1 removed. And then this woman has it's like the name feels familiar in some weird way. That is so fascinating. Okay, so we have kind of one person from either side, British and Russian, that seems familiar, which is interesting. Now, my interest is the rest, okay? Because my whole life, I'm half Kiwi from my dad's side, I'm half Russian from my mom's side. That's it, half and half. But here it's saying that only makes up half of my, I guess, ancestral regions. Poland and Ukraine. Okay, so where is this coming from? Germanic unit, Cornwall, where the is Cornwall? Oh my god. What the hell? It's like the very, very furthest tip of England. Who of my ancestors lived here? And what the hell were they doing? Who is this chick again? No way. Wait, what the Is this my grandpa? Wait, what? Is this my... Huh? This account's managed by someone else. Who the hell is this person? Do they have a family tree? What is this? What is this? Guys, what the hell? Stop paywalling me. Wait, I'm so confused. This account name looks like my grandfather's name, but it's managed by someone else. And I want to see the family tree, but it won't let me. Okay, we got Wales, Sweden, Scotland, Finland. Okay, I might come back and have a look at the parents in a sec. The journeys. Learn where your ancestors likely lived and moved in the past 300 years. Okay. So it's looking like Russia, England, New Zealand, which, I mean, that tracks, right? Okay, I'm very curious in New Zealand. You and other people with this journey are linked through shared ancestors. You probably have family who lived in this area for years, and maybe some do. Well, that is a given. So here they were in the UK, as always. Yep. They were seal hunters and whalers who established camps around the coast. They found a vibrant Māori people and culture who tended gardens of crops, including kumara, which is the f***ing best vegetable in the world. They came to New Zealand. Jesus Christ, what a journey they did, bro. That's crazy. Wait, why'd they go... I don't know why I'm asking why they go that way, as if there is any other way. So my ancestors sailed across the entire world, okay? I can't even bear a flight from New Zealand to literally anywhere else in the world. If you couldn't tell, it's from the furthest point of the world, it feels like. 24-hour flight. And they took a boat for like, what, how long? Ship from, let's say, London to Auckland. It would take 60 days, so 2 months. Lovely, that sounds like a beautiful, exciting journey. Alright, so this basically just gives you a generic history on all the regions that you have DNA from, which is very interesting. I wish it would give something a little more specific as to like my ancestors, right? Because I was kind of hoping like, okay, you can tell me how people in New Zealand came to New Zealand and immigrated and whatever, and you can do the same for Russia, but like I want to know, what about my family? What members of our family went where? You know what I mean? Like, I've been hoping for a little bit more than that, so that's a shame. I think it wants me to pay, frankly. I think that's what it wants. Let's have a look at traits really quickly, because I'm curious what they have to say about me specifically. This is a real test, is it not? Ever wondered where your freckles come from or why you hate cilantro? Discover clues in your DNA about where these and lots of other traits come from. Also see how they relate to the geographic regions in your DNA results and compare traits with your matches. But first, a quick genetics lesson. Oh boy. DNA is the instruction manual for all living things. It's separated into long, tightly wound pieces called chromosomes. People typically have 46 chromosomes grouped in 23 pairs. Genes are pieces of DNA within each chromosome that have the instructions for many of your traits from eye color to unibrow. You have 2 copies of each gene, one inherited from each parent. Specific places in your DNA are called markers. Scientists have found that some markers are associated with specific traits like red hair. At a certain mark, your genotype, a combination of 2 letters like AA, is what helps us determine whether you're likely to have red hair or not. Everyone inherits half their DNA from one parent and half from the other. That's why traits tend to run in families. You got half of your DNA from each of your parents, got half of theirs from each of their parents, and so on, but the particular mix of DNA you inherit is unique to you. Alright. Oh, let's have a look. So, bro, wait, make it. It's making me pay again to get all of them. Guys, come on. How much? Okay, how much does it cost? It's making me do it for $1. It's a heart rate recovery. Heart rate recovery means how quickly your heart returns to its resting pace after you work out. DNA suggests my heart rate recovers from exercise at an average rate. Did you know exercising more may improve heart rate recovery? That's it. I mean, thanks. I haven't noticed anything crazy about it. Physical strength. It says I'm weak. my god, DNA, ancestry.dna, boom! Turn that shit. Oh my god, no fucking way. Your DNA suggests you're less naturally strong. But being strong is at least 8% genetic. So are we saying that, like, I'm, like, that, like, I'm not that weak, like, I'm not that strong, but, like, I could, like, it doesn't really affect me, so I'm, like, that doesn't actually have an influence. Wow. And here I was, going to the gym every day, pumping iron and going, oh, I'm so strong, I feel great, and here I am, it's saying I'm a weak, feeble little creature. So which one of my parents' DNA influenced this? You know what? If anything's gonna push me to pay the $1 extra so I can find out which of my parents did this to me, okay, and I'm gonna ring them up, I'm gonna have a serious conversation, I'll do it, okay? I'll do it. Taking naps says that I am more likely to be a napper than 60% of the population. I never nap, like, ever. In fact, I think I sleep far less than I should to be a healthy human being. Do you take naps? No, I do not, actually. Yeah, sure, take my data, I don't care. You already got my DNA. Morning or night person? Yes, says I am a night person. Based on genetics, you're more likely to be a night person than 60% of the population, so over half of the population. You're more creative during your non-peak hours, so night people set an early alarm if you need an aha moment, and morning people try burning the midnight oil. The misery of being awake when you should be asleep might just be rewarded by a stroke of genius. Where's the stroke hasn't come yet. I guess, you know, I've been out here trying to fix that, but if ancestry.dna says that that's just in my DNA, like, who am I to fight the genetic code? You know what I mean? Like, I may as well just embrace it at that point. Determination is the last free trait it gives me, and it says my DNA suggests I'm more determined. Okay. I like that. I like that. That feels like a win for me. I like to think I'm a determined person. I needed that after you said that I was weak as shit. And speaking of determination, I want to know more about my life. So fuck you, I'm gonna pay the extra $1. Okay, now that I've successfully given ancestry.dna more of my money, you've taken enough. Thank you, ancestry.dna. Time to find out who the hell gave me the genetic trait of being weak as I want to know. Let's see. You're still not sure? We're not sure what parents... Bro.
How are you? Been better.
They scammed me. I swear to God it said, pay this and we'll find out which of your parents gave you this gene. And then I pay for it and they're like, see, sir, we're actually not sure. Ancestry.dna, I'd like you to figure that out, please, because I need to know. I want it on my desk by Monday, okay? I think let's rapid fire through some of these and find out if ancestry.dna is accurate or not. Dancing. I am unlikely to enjoy dancing. That's true. You would have to drag me kicking and screaming onto a dance floor. I would cry. Doing things alone. Less likely. That's very inaccurate. I would absolutely prefer to do things on my own, but it's at least 1% genetic. I would have thought it would have been more. Hangriness. I'm likely to get hangry. Introvert or extrovert. It says I'm an introvert. That is correct. It says I'm less likely to have a pet. I mean, I don't have a pet, but also I would like one. And I've had one, like, growing up, so I would disagree with that. Playing an instrument, I'm unlikely to play an instrument. That's true. I tried to play guitar once when I had, like, a weird phase where all of a sudden I begged my mum for a guitar because I was like, Mum, please, I'm gonna become the next Luke Hemmings or something, and I did not. It says I'm likely to remember dreams, which is true. 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 10 have been accurate. Performance. It says I'm more naturally athletic. It says I'm more likely to be competitive. But it says I'm less likely to be motivated by success even though I'm more determined. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm likely to focus easily. I feel like that's good. I'm likely to get stronger easily. Nice. Genetics is stacking up nicely. It says I'm unlikely to be a goal setter, which is baloney. I'm unlikely to hold my breath for long. Yeah, that kind of tracks. I swam for 8 years and I still think I would drown. Individual team sports, I'm likely to prefer individual sports. That's accurate. Easier to make contact with the ball. What does that even mean? Making contact with the ball. It's easier for me to keep my eye on the ball. I mean, again, like, is this really a genetic thing, or is this just I was whipped into shape playing tennis for 10 years? Muscle fatigue, my muscles tire faster than average. It's just really perpetuating the weak image right now. Says I'm unlikely to be an optimist. I I mean, they weren't wrong on that one. I have a higher pain tolerance. Performing choreography is more difficult. I can't dance for shit. It's really sad to watch. I'm less agile. Yeah, I'm not. Again, as I said, watching me try to move around is very sad. It kind of looks like a dying swan. I'm more modest. I'm more motivated by others. Likely sprinter. I was really good at sprinting back in my day. More difficult to develop good technique. Yeah, tell that to one of my coaches. I'm unlikely to enjoy trying new things, and I'm unlikely to enjoy watching sports. There's a lot to say about that. Some of them I heavily disagree with, but a lot of them I guess I do agree with. But it's out of what? Here we have 35. Let me count up. 22, 23. It's like a good 23 out of 35 traits that I feel like are relatively accurate. So you would hope that it would be more, but then again, with these kind of tests, it's like how much can they actually tell? You know? Let's see, sensory. Alcohol flush, can't speak to it because I've never gone drunk. Very telling by the video that they filmed, the alcohol tier list. If you want to go watch that, go ahead. It's not a flattering one on my end though, I will say. Asparagus odor. Unable to smell asparagus metabolites. Does asparagus have a smell? I don't smell a distinct odor in my piss after I eat asparagus? Sure, I mean, I don't think I eat enough asparagus to know, but next time I eat asparagus, I will, you know, give it a whiff, I guess, just to confirm. Able to taste a certain bitter flavor. In what, though? In glucosinolates? And Brussels sprouts, kale, some vegetables? I eat a decent amount of Brussels sprouts and I don't taste anything weird about them, but I don't know. Caffeine intake, I'm likely to drink a lot more caffeine than average. I don't drink coffee at all. Mosquito bites, less attracted to mosquitoes. That's untrue. They eat the shit out of me when they have the opportunity. They feast on me like it's the last supper. Likely to enjoy spicy foods. I hate Guys, what are we doing? We're dropping the ball right now. Sun sneezing. I sneeze from the sun? About 18% to 35% of people like sneezing when exposed to bright light. What? Guys, what are we doing? How is this like a genetic trait that's like evolved and adapted to like the span of time? Oh god, the next one is appearance. I'm scared. I've been facing a few punches from ancestry.dna, so I'd prefer they don't start taking low blows, please. Cleft chin. I'm likely to have a cleft chin. No cleft chin in sight. Dimples, unlikely to have dimples. I don't have dimples. I feel like Charlie every time he smells the camera. It's kind of really uncanny. Earlobes, unattached earlobes. Wait, what? Suggests I have unattached earlobes. What even is unattached earlobes? Unattached earlobes. Oh, wait, you mean like literally like fuse into my skin? I mean, yeah, that's a pretty normal earlobe, if I say so myself. Oh, hi, Zach. Hi. Oh. Hey, Zach. You want to be part of the video? Zach! Oh! Who's that? Who's that? What about you? What about your earlobes? Let's have a look. They look pretty detached to me. Yeah. I have regular earlobes because, unlike some people, I actually finished cooking in the womb. Eye color. It's very much on the darker eyes. Yes, that can be confirmed. Facial hair fullness. I have genes for fuller facial hair. Great! That's exactly what I need. I just love getting little hairs on my chin. Oh, I feel so blessed. Freckles. I'm unlikely to have any freckles. She says as she walks around every single day with freckles. Yeah. Ancestry.dna just exposed me for being a fraud. I don't have any freckles. No real freckles. It's all fake. It's all a lie. It's all an illusion. Every time I'm walking around and some girl goes, oh my god, are those your real? No, they're not. They're fake. Hair color. It says my DNA suggests I have light hair. Is this like referring to like when I was born or like now? Because when I was younger, I did have like lighter hair, like blondish hair, but now it's clearly gone elsewhere. I would wager a guess to just say they're inaccurate with this. Hair strand thickness, thin hair. Oh. Yeah, they're right about that. Straight hairs, correct. Iris pattern says, everyone has unique patterns in their irises, but we can't determine yours from the DNA we tested. Does that mean I'm like special? Like what? DNA suggests a light to medium skin tone. I'm literally as white as a shirt I'm wearing, as white as the wall behind me. Now that I live in Canada, I'm literally about to become so white I'm gonna blind people when I step outside. I have no unibrow. And I'm likely to develop awful wisdom teeth. No, please. I don't want my wisdom teeth. I've made it this far. I'm 21 and I haven't had any wisdom teeth removed and I don't want to go through that. I don't want to be drugged up and be humiliated as I'm rolled on a little wheelchair while everyone films me and then they're like, Jacky, and I'm like, I'm literally don't know where the f I am. Like, someone's gonna exploit me in those hours of weakness when I get my wisdom teeth removed, okay? And I don't want to see it. So yeah, I think that is all the traits that they have to offer. I would say, generally speaking, there are a lot of things here that are true on like a base level. They got my ancestral regions relatively correct. The traits are interesting. I think that's one of the most fun parts of getting a DNA test. I feel like they are semi-accurate. There is a lot of accuracies, but also there's more inaccuracies than I would like there to be, right? I know that, again, you can't expect them to get it all right, but you would kind of hope, especially when they're making you pay $100 for the DNA test, another $1. Well, technically it would be $70, but I paid $1 because of the offer they gave me. In terms of the matches, I am curious about these. I definitely am going to have to ask people in my life if any of these names ring a bell to them because I don't know what's going on, respectfully. But sadly, didn't find out I had a twin anywhere, no siblings living in like fucking Rome or anything exciting that I could then, you know, head up and be like, guys, oh my god, we're related, let me stay over at your villa like over the summer or something. But overall, I think that's a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. I think I'm gonna go through this a little bit more in my own time and see if I can figure something out. I would love to learn more about my family because, again, I'm a little lone wolf. You know, all alone here with half family on one side of the world that I barely speak to and another family on the other side of the world that I speak to a little more. I feel like ancestry.dna is kind of mainly for the family trees and I haven't really gone to explore any of that yet. So, a long story short, I've come out of today finding out that I have some relatives or someone that was at some point in Scotland and Finland and Sweden, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I'm like a distant cousin of PewDiePie or something. And we have found out that I am weak. Thanks, ancestry.dna, but I also am super determined and cool and fun. And there was also a little trait there that, you know, I kind of glossed over, but it was one that said sexy, and it said I was more likely to be sexy. So I hope you enjoyed this little rundown on ancestry.dna. I had a lot of fun. I hope this was slightly informative if you've been thinking about getting a DNA test. If you have gone a DNA test, let me know in the comments how your experience was with it, because I am very curious because these things are so personalized and I feel like so finicky in nature. But aside from that, I'm gonna go guzzle some protein powder and creatine. And alrighty, see you in the next video. Bye.